1 minute ago, the silence that has paralyzed this investigation for 38 days has just been shattered by a digital scream. We are talking about a forensic leak so massive, so calculated, and so devastating that it changes the geometry of the Nancy Guthrie case forever. The FBI thought they could bury the truth under a mountain of prosecutorial silence, but they forgot one thing. The heart doesn't lie, even after it stops. We have just received leaked coordinates from Nancy Guthrie's own Pacemaker, a biological black box that was recording her final moments of terror in high-definition data. And what that data reveals is a nightmare. It doesn't just show when she was taken, it shows the exact moment her heart rate spiked to 160 beats per minute as a Kia Soul, a car the FBI has been protecting, pulled into her driveway. This isn't just a lead, it's a death warrant for the lies being told by the inner circle. Tonight, for the first time, we are linking that car directly to the two men who have been hiding in the shadows of this investigation, Tomaso and Dominic Evans. The math is done. The route is mapped. The DNA is screaming. Do not move, do not blink, because the evidence we are about to reveal is the one thing the Shadow Team never thought would see the light of day. The digital ghost of Nancy Guthrie is speaking, and she is pointing directly at the men she once trusted. To understand the sheer magnitude of this betrayal, you have to understand the players. This isn't a random crime. This is a Shakespearean tragedy wrapped in a federal kidnapping case. On one side, you have Nancy Guthrie, an 84-year-old pillar of the community, a woman whose life was defined by routine, safety, and her devotion to family. On the other side, you have a 19-year friendship between two men that reads like a manual for a covert operation. The son-in-law, the man who sat at her dinner table for nearly 2 decades, the man who knew every creak in the floorboards of that Catalina Foothills home. For 38 days, Tomaso has maintained a silence so cold it's radioactive. While the rest of the Guthrie family, Savannah, Cameron, even Annie, have been pleading with the cameras, Tomaso has been a ghost. Analysts call it strategic withdrawal. We call it the behavior of a man who knows exactly how much a single word can cost him. Then there's the wild card, Dominic Evans, the brother-in-arms who met Tomaso through a Tucson Weekly ad in 2007. For 19 years, these two have been inseparable, bound by music, road trips, and a shared history of secrets. But Evans brings something else to the table, a documented criminal history of burglary and robbery. He knows how to move through a house without leaving a trace. He knows the geometry of a crime scene. The industry is buzzing with a single question. How does a woman disappear from a locked, gated estate in a 41-minute window without a single struggle? The answer lies in the proximity. Information doesn't just travel, it seeps. Addresses, security codes, pacemaker schedules. This wasn't a heist, it was a harvest of information gathered over 19 years of friendship. The FBI isn't looking for a stranger. They're looking for the person who knew which back roads to take at 2:30 in the morning to avoid every single license plate reader in the county. But they missed one thing. They missed the car, and they missed the heartbeat. This drama was always going to explode. It was just a matter of when the digital evidence would finally catch up to the physical lies. Here is where the official narrative falls apart and the horror begins. We have obtained leaked forensic logs from the night of February 1st. At exactly 2:28 a.m., Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker disconnected from her home network. This wasn't a technical glitch, it was a separation. Her heart rate at that moment, a terrifying, frantic surge. She was awake, she was aware, and she was being moved. For weeks, the public was told there was no vehicle of interest. That was a lie. A Ring camera 2.5 miles away on the desolate Camino Royale corridor captured a silver Kia Soul at 2:36 a.m. The drive between Nancy's home and that camera takes exactly 6 minutes. Do the math. 2:28 a.m. plus 6-minute drive equals 2:34 a.m. That leaves a 2-minute gap, a 2-minute signature where the driver stopped in the shadows to check the cargo, to silence the sensors, or to switch drivers. We have seen leaked messages, chilling, encrypted pings said between two devices that night. Package is in motion. Path is clear. The FBI has these messages. They have the cell tower records showing two devices moving in perfect synchronization with that Kia Soul. One device belongs to a burner phone activated 3 days prior. The other, it pings back to a location Tomaso has visited over a dozen times in the last year. The scene was vivid. A quiet neighborhood, a silver car idling in the dark, and an 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker sending out one last SOS into the digital void. The reaction from the inner circle has been of pure panic. We've received reports of intense shouting matches behind closed doors at the Guthrie residence. A shadow team was supposed to handle the cleanup, but the Kia Soul was the mistake that couldn't be erased. And the twist? The FBI didn't just find the car, they found who registered it under a shell company linked to a friend of Dominic Evans. The net is closing, and it's made of steel. If you thought the car was enough to sink them, wait until you hear what was found inside it. The controversy is currently nuking social media. The hashtag #GuthrieDNA is trending worldwide as leaked reports suggest the FBI's 10,000 hours of footage isn't just about the car, it's about what happened when the driver stepped out. 2 miles from the drop-off point, investigators recovered a single blue nitrile glove. This isn't just trash, it's a forensic gold mine. Sources close to the lab in Florida say the DNA recovered from the inside of that glove is a partial match to a contributor in the Arizona State Database. Who is in that database? Dominic Evans. But it gets worse. The outside of the glove, it contains a mixed profile. 2 contributors. One is Dominic. The other is a familial match to the Guthrie line. The implication is staggering. A shadow team of 2. One to provide the muscle, one to provide the access. Twitter is exploding. Fake threads are circulating with leaked photos of Tomaso looking visibly shaken during his 5th FBI interview. Industry experts are calling this the forensic catch-22. If Tomaso speaks, he implicates Dominic. If Dominic speaks, he takes down the man who gave him the keys to the kingdom. Celebrity sleuths are posting side-by-side height comparisons showing the figure on the porch, measured by the FBI at 5'9", is a dead ringer for Evans, while the man coordinating the route from the driveway matches the behavioral profile of someone with Sione's intimate knowledge of the foothills. The backlash is raging at a fever pitch. The question isn't if an arrest is coming, it's which one will flip first to avoid a life sentence. The internet is a digital war zone tonight. On one side, you have the Tomaso loyalists, who claim Tomaso is a victim of a sophisticated frame-up by a shadow team he didn't even know existed. On the other, the forensic truthers are posting the Pacemaker graphs as proof of a cold-blooded betrayal. He stood by her for 19 years just to wait for the right moment? That's not a son-in-law, that's a predator. Another top-tier Reddit thread reads. Another viral tweet with 200,000 likes says the FBI's silence is the loudest thing in Arizona right now. They have the DNA, they have the car. Why are Tomaso and Dominic still walking free? News outlets are scrambling. NBC and CNN are reportedly holding major segments because the FBI has issued a gag order on the specific make and model of the Kia Soul, but the community is ahead of them. We've seen the industry reactions. Former FBI agents like Tracy Walder are hinting that a multi-target indictment is being prepared as we speak. The division is intense. There are reports of suspicious vehicles seen circling Dominic Evans' apartment. The Guthrie family is reportedly split, with Savannah Guthrie allegedly hiring her own private forensic team to verify the Pacemaker leak.
The air is thick with the scent of a coming explosion. This isn't just a missing person case anymore. It's a referendum on loyalty, greed, and the terrifying power of intimate knowledge. But just when you think you have the Shadow Team figured out, we have one final revelation that changes the entire landscape of this investigation. We have been told that the mixed DNA profile recovered from the interior of Nancy's home, the one being processed in Florida, contains a third contributor, a contributor who is not Tomaso, not Dominic, and not Nancy. This third profile belongs to a woman.